right, let's get this thing started. Make sure we volumed up. All right. All right, let's get these eggs rolling. Shadow Major, what's up, man? What's going on with you, brother? Doing all right? All right, 3 eggs for the win. I'm gonna cut this down. Then I'm gonna add some of this pre-cooked ground beef on the menu as well. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Shadow Major says, LG, man, all good, man. What do you mean, growth nuggets? Yeah, man, we just come here to talk about different mindsets that have to do with growth, man. So today, I'm going to be talking some about my life experiences that I've been experiencing lately that's been actually pushing me to growth, man. What's going on, Mr. Bellingrick? So yeah, man, we're going to talk about some growth nuggets, man. Different ways to really hack into your mindset to make you think with a growth mindset and not a mindset where you're just pessimistic about everything that comes on in your life. You feel me? But yeah, that's what I mean by growth nuggets. I want to give people a little bit of time to come in, but we're gonna talk about it, man. Matter of fact, Shadow Major, have you learned anything interesting lately, man? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. One thing I'm learning right now is perception is everything, man. Perception is literally everything. Failure is the road to success. That's true, Jamie. You gotta fail in order to win, man. Very true. I'm learning that a lot lately. Like, you can't base your life off of other people's opinions or how other people deal with things. You have to base your life off of your goals, man. Okay, we're gonna heat this up. This has a little bit of onions, a little bit of carrots, and ground beef. That's gonna go with the eggs perfectly. But you can't base what you have going on in your life, you can't base it off of how other people, how society views success. Success is subjective. Success is subjective. So I agree with that, Jamie. Great comment. Great comment. Another thing is too, man, when you face hard things in life, You have to look at it as an opportunity for growth. Life is hard no matter how you flip it. Life is hard no matter how you flip it. So you have to use anything you go through as a way to leverage yourself for growth. I give you an example. When you work out, you actually when you work out, you actually put your body under what we call a healthy stressor. You feel me? And when I go and I lift, let's say I'm doing chest, my chest is burning, right? Right? But that pain is going to help me develop my chest. It's going to help me develop my arms. It's going to help me develop my abs. So temporary pain is used for long-term strength and long-term gains, family. Let me read y'all's comments though. Dang, I got some motivation to look forward to. That's right, Shadow Major. My new YouTube. Yeah, we live. Success is not subjective. It has a metric. What's the metric though, kind? Because everybody's different. Your measure of success may not be my measure of success. And who set the rubric? Who set the measuring stick? Who set the measuring stick? DT, that's incorrect, but I bet you can. 10 pull-ups straight is easy, but nice try though, bro. But back to the conversation, man. I think success is subjective. If your success may be big cars, successful people said it. Well, bro, that's society, bro. Like successful people can't make you better. Better comes from within. And because a person sets this metric and says, oh, you're successful because you have $1 million. I disagree. I live by that every day. It's an opportunity for learning. Oh, that's right, Jamie. Success is based on what you produce. Yes and no, bro. My metric of success may be, I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to be a thousandaire, but I want to be healthy and happy. So if a crackhead found crack, is he successful? Okay, you're going to a major extreme. We're obviously not talking about a crack dealer or a crack user, but I do get your point. But let me give you an example. I know some millionaires, right? And guess what? Their success is not the success I want. They have a lot of money, but they're lonely and they're always worried about making more money or the money they may be losing. So they're always worried. You know what I'm saying? So that's not my success. I'd rather be comfortable, but also have a loving family. I'd rather do things that make me happy and do things that make me feel purposeful. That's me though. You know what I'm saying? But kind, I hear you. I'm too weak to motivate myself to be successful. I'm always looking forward to, but never. Yeah, Shadow. Sometimes you got to get off of, watching people that deem to be successful, because sometimes they make you overthink your life and then you don't produce anything. Mr. Baby Mama, what's up? Ketra, what happened? I smoke crack. Yeah, Diablo, do your thing. Do your thing, Diablo, till you get tired of it. So we got the 3 eggs here. We're keeping breakfast super simple. Beef, onions, and some carrots. So do crackheads, you're reinforcing my point. They enjoy crack. Nah, I'm not reinforcing your point, Kynes. I'm gonna explain it to you. Baby steps are fine. I like that, Jam. Let me explain it to you. When we talk about success, we're talking about things that are already healthy for you, Kynes. So I'll give you an example. We're not talking about, are you successful as a murderer or are you successful as a crack dealer? We're talking about the measuring stick of success on the side of things that are positive in life. So I give you an example. Some people may hold a loving family here. Some people may hold being a millionaire here. Some people may hold owning a multi-million-dollar business here, right? So I'm talking about on the scale of positivity. Where is success? I'm not talking about you're in jail, so you're successful. Come on, bro. We're not talking about that. Makes sense. That's right, Shadow Major. Yeah, we're not talking about oh, this guy's in the Arctic Ocean and he's about to drown. Is he successful? We're not talking about that. We're talking about on the side of being positive. Come on, guy. You get what I'm saying? There you go, Shadow Major. I can't look at somebody on the internet and be like, unless I get to his level, that's when I'm successful. That's silly. I don't know his life. I don't know his circumstances. He could have been born into money. I can't compare myself to him. All I could do is compare myself to me and what I'm doing to grow on a day-to-day basis. As long as I'm getting 1% better every day, I can't compare myself to another human being. That's weird, bro. That's weird social media behavior, bro. But that breakfast is breakfasting. So I got a couple pieces of sourdough toast. Let's see. You're basing success on happiness, which is subjective. Kinds. So let me ask you this, Kinds. If you are basing success on somebody else's blueprint or somebody else's metric, how's that any different? Because success does not guarantee happiness, bro. Like, let me ask you guys this in the comments. If you're rich and you're not happy, does it really matter? Tap 1 in the comments if you would rather, if you're okay with being rich and unhappy. Type 2 in the comments if you're okay with being comfortable but happy. So Tetra says, I'd rather be rich and unhappy. Okay. Yeah, the DR. Come on, stick to the topic, bro. You trolling, but you're not even a good troll. Shadow Major. So Kinsey, you rather be, I've been happy and unhappy. Okay, so you rather be unhappy but rich. What is the point? I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe you can help me out. But I don't get it. Because what's going on, Doors? If I'm unhappy but I have money, like, isn't the point of having money to be happy? You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand the logic, because I don't want to have a bunch of people who not happy need to be around people. Yeah, but that's the problem, though. A lot of people with money don't trust nobody, bro. That's the issue. Building a future for my offspring, I'll take that burden for their benefit. I disagree. I'll tell you why. If you only build for your offspring, number one, if you're not happy, you're gonna also project that on your offspring as well. Hello. So building money for your offspring, but not building a mindset, not building healthy habits, not building true integrity and happiness, I think you're doing them a disservice, because all they're gonna have is money. All they're gonna have is money. I'll be happy. It's loneliness that gets them. Yeah, but that's one of the effects, bro. Health trumps, of course, every day of the week, Jamie. What if you don't live with your offspring? I mean, it might be a question for the other guy. But if you build for your offspring and you don't teach them how to maintain the wealth, you're doing them a disservice. If you're teaching them how to have money but not actually use it, bro, I'm an engineer. I build the world. I'm happy working 12 hours a day. Bro, we need engineers, bro. So shout out to the engineers. I'm not knocking that at all. I'm not knocking anybody's job at all. That's not even the point. Health trumps wealth. Happiness comes and goes. Just surround yourself with good people, like-minded people. Sure. But I tell you what, happiness comes from within as well. So you can't want to be around good people if you're not good within yourself, because now you're expecting something that you're not giving out. It's hard when you can't lean on someone to look up to. When you're motivating yourself, it's better, but takes hard. It is harder, man. But I tell you what, the path that is broad is easy, but the path that's narrow is hard. But it's worth it, man. It's worth it. Doris says it's like your ex-wife took all your hard-earned money. Yeah, I mean, if you leave all your money to your offspring, but you don't teach them how to use it, you kind of wasted your life, bro. Because what if they just blow it? Like, what if? Let me ask you guys this: leaving money to your offspring doesn't guarantee they're gonna know what to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying, hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't leave money to your offspring. I'm saying if you leave money to your offspring and you don't teach them how to keep it, I mean, you're gonna set them up for failure, in my opinion. Because they're gonna have money, but they're not gonna have sense. You feel me? That's right, Tetra. Hey, Uncle, in 2016, that's when I became a personal trainer, Jonathan. I'm from the UK. I work with homeless teenagers. Yeah, that will put it into perspective, man, for sure, Jamie. Right, spend it all on garbage. That's right. Right, exactly, exactly. Uh, you're right, Khan, but neither is your opinion. That's why we're on here talking because nobody's opinions are facts. It's why it's called an opinion. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give JT a moment to get his mind right. A lot of money without happiness? Nah, I ain't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a chant for being broke. I don't believe in trying to be broke. What I'm saying is what I'm saying is everything should be kept in perspective when you're chasing your dreams or someone else's. You you can teach them how to keep it and then someone steals it. Yeah, Brandon, that's always a possibility. Um, but everything's a possibility. The point is you do your best and see what happens. And capitalism success is based off of the money you make and what you produce. It's not based on happiness. So let me, Klein, are you saying that everyone should have a capitalistic mindset in order to live a good life? Is that what you're implying? Happy and unhappy exist anyway. Money will keep me secure. Yeah, you need money, by the way. I'm not saying you don't need money. So that ain't what I'm saying. Your success was based on happiness. Then then a crackhead would be happy every day when they smoke crack. Um, I already debunked what you just said, bro. When we talk about success, we're talking about what people generally consider success. What is that? Being able to take care of yourself and pay your bills, being able to have a family, love within a family, community within a family, being creative, having healthy and stable mental health, also building for your future. Those things are deemed success. We're not talking about the crackheads. Klein, you got to come out of the crackhead mind. I'm not talking about people that are harming themselves. I'm talking about people that are generally looking to better themselves. So that's the thing. I've been sober for 8 months now, longer. You honestly giving out. I'm glad, Shadow Major, man. I appreciate you even saying that, man. I'm glad, bro. I appreciate you. Some people's dream of success could be owning their own home, but someone else's could be as simple as getting a full time job. Jammy, and guess what? That person's level of success is that's a healthy level of success on that level. And guess what? Once they get to that goal, then they'll be able to build on it. The problem today and with social media culture is everyone's trying to define success for everyone else, and they're not giving people the room to grow, understand, and learn. Everyone's saying, listen, if you're working out and you can't do 10 pull-ups, everyone's setting the metric. You should be able to bench 315. You should be able to squat 315. That's not everybody's reality, man. Well, bro, guess what, Klein? You can live in a capitalistic society, Klein, and guess what? You still have your own mind, bro. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, guys? You can be in a capitalistic society and still have your own way of thinking. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah, if you see somebody driving a bad van, would you consider them successful? If you see somebody driving a Lamborghini, you get this through money, yes or no? Yes, a Lamborghini is a plastic and metal machine. Yes, they're successful in terms of monetarily, but if you don't have good mental health And if you don't have good spiritual health, you're only successful in one part of the man. You're part man, you're not whole man. Let's go. Yeah, but they're intertwined because everyone's success is different. That's correct. And I see that's correct. It's night for me right now. Okay, man. Shadow Major, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Success. That's building a foundation on goodness, and goodness can represent. There you go. I'm not supposed to be here. You talking facts. But we all know money is freedom, freedom, power. Yeah, true, Nick. But I also see, what about, let me ask you guys this, Nick. What about the people that are successful that are committing suicide at an alarming rate, or that are on substances in order to just feel normal or feel amongst the people? What do you say to those people? What say you? When you get a certain age, you realize the main thing in life is to procreate. There you go. If you pass on money, but you don't pass on mindset, your kids are still broke. Hello. Blade Edits, what up? May God guide us to the straight path. Shuba, what's up, bro? I appreciate you. Can you be successful without money? I think that, Klein, that's a very good question you asked. I think you need a certain level of money to survive. So I don't think you can be successful with zero money. But I will say this. Excuse me. I will say this. There are people that are in poorer countries that have better mindsets than people that are rich in capitalistic societies. So who's really rich at that point? There are people that enjoy their lives far more than we enjoy our lives in the States. So when you say success, it's still subjective. So if you consider the guy with the Lamborghini more happy, even though he's stressed, even though his mental health is crashing, even though he can't take care of his physical body because he's at meetings all the time, you choose. But I still think that makes it subjective. Twitch from, I guess that was supposed to be a joke, Melvin. It's a good joke, Melvin. Nah. All right, that's like saying the black vest this man is wearing could cost $2. It had a certain tag or label, or it will cost $50. Does that make them more successful? Correct, Jamie. Correct. Appreciate you, Shu. Appreciate you, Shu. I'm trying to talk. You know what I'm saying? So by your logic, survival is success. Yes, Kleins, I think survival is successful. I think if you're making it happen, listen, I'm speaking to somebody out here. If you're taking care of your kids, or if you're taking care of yourself and you're making it happen, you have a level of success. Now, do you want to stay there always? Maybe you want to be like me and continue to get 1% better every day. But to say that you're not successful because you're able to put food on the table for your kids, you have a job, you're still creative in your mind, you work on your mental health, you work on yourself, you love God. Like, come on, bro. I think happiness has to do with success, clients. That's my point. I think happiness, or I think wholeness, has to do with success. Let me ask you this, Jamie. What if I'm rich and my health is garbage? Let me ask you that, Kleins. That's for Kleins, y'all. Put it in the comments. Would you rather be rich with poor health, or would you rather be okay with good health? Put one chat if you'd rather be rich with poor health. Put a 2 in the chat if you'd rather be comfortable with good health. This is going to answer the whole question right here. There you go, Jamie. I like it. I like it. Indigenous people are still in this world. They must feel successful in their own tribe, and that's without money. I'm not supposed to be here. Why you keep dropping all these facts, bro? Come on, man. God has given us discernment. Many people never understand what you're saying until the truth. Shoo, you got it, bro. Oh, my bad, Melvin. You're right, bro. My bad, bro. Twitch from Ellen DeGeneres. Yes. Successful. Would you guys consider him successful? I'm sure you would. Very good point, Melvin. My bad. Happy and successful usually intertwine. That's right. So I'm seeing twos. Klein, where you at, Klein? Where you at, bro? Because if you got poor health, but you're rich, I mean, what's the point? His mind is tiny. T-Mill, who we talking about? T-Mill. You understand what I'm saying? Poor health, poor mental health, not even just poor bodily health. What about mental health, guys? If you have poor mental health, what's the point of being rich with poor mental health? I got a Lamborghini, but I'm depressed. Is that life? I'm depressed. I got anxiety attacks, but I got a Lambo. Come on, man. That's capitalism at its finest. That's not real life, bro. You got millionaires jumping off of buildings right now. If the money was worth it, why would they be jumping off buildings, bro? It's all self-inflicted and certain unfixed traumas. Wealthy people are the 1% average. Wealthy people are already 1%. The average person isn't sabotaging themselves with six-figure salary. The amount of self-sabotaging wealth is minuscule. Sure. But let me ask you this, Nick. What are the states of their mental health? Have you talked to any of these people? I talked to some of these people. Have you talked to any of these people and find out what's going on in their head with that same drive? T-Mill, I agree. Not everyone wants a Lambo. It's a disingenuous argument. Bro, so is the crackhead argument that you made, bro. So here, we 1-1, bro. Come on, man. People have to see what they're saying themselves and realize that I'm only asking that question based off of the disingenuous argument you made about the crackhead, bro. You said Twitch did it because of crypto? Come on, bro. Imagine killing yourself over crypto, bro. Think about that, though. Let's see. I'm not like Jesus said bro, give Caesar the things that are Caesar, but give God the things that are God. I agree with you. I'm not supposed to be here for sure. I do think there's a massive difference between generation. I was born in 89 and the mindset then was to work, get rewarded. But nowadays people can make money by doing very little. You're right about that, Jamie. You're right about that. Twitch did that because you lost money in crypto. I'm down over 50% right now. Trump is running. Yeah, I'm down in crypto too. But thank God my whole hope is not in crypto. First you get the money, then you get the power. You're funny, bro. What percentage of millionaires kill themselves every year? You're using anecdotal and one-off experiences speaking the majority. Okay, so let me clarify that for you, Clins or Kleins. How many people or how many celebrities come out and talk about the condition of their mental health? We're not just talking about people that actually pull the trigger. We're talking about people that are saying, listen, I can only be on this substance to feel normal. We're not talking about the actual death of the millionaire. We're talking about the state of their mental health. You know what I'm saying? T-Mill say you didn't grow up in the hood, man. I moved out of the hood when I was very young, bro. So I didn't get the full experience, but that's not a flex, T-Mill. Growing up in the hood is not a flex. It's 2025, yo. So we got the eggs, ground beef with veg, and we got the sourdough toast. The crackhead argument applies to happiness. Happiness is subjective to every human being. Being successful is based off the majority. Okay, Kleins. So let me ask you, Kleins, the guy that's taking care of his family, who's responsible, loves his family, leads his family with integrity, takes care of his body. And I'm not talking about myself. Is that guy successful in your eyes? Yeah, but also access to the best resources. I agree with that, Nick. I'd rather be depressed and rich than depressed and broke. I'd rather be depressed and rich. Yes, if the question was depressed and rich, depressed period is bad. So if you're gonna be depressed, be rich. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be depressed, be rich. But what I'm saying is if you're looking for a life that is worth living to you, it may not always be for you to get fully rich, if that makes sense. I'm saying that because you can't relate to Black struggle. I'm saying that because you can't relate to Black struggle without hood structure. That's incorrect, bro. Like You don't know where I'm from. You just talking, bro. If I tell you where I was from, you would know. You would say different, bro. I just look like this. I just talk like this. I'm having water for breakfast. Then I'll stretch and do some push-ups. I like that, Melvin. Rich people problems can't decide. Yeah, true that, Nick. True that. And they be depressed about that. Would you rather have more time or be rich for 2 weeks? What is time or what is money without time? I like that. I'm not supposed to be here. What is money without time? Time is the most important commodity, not money. Because if I can have money and no time, and what would I do with it? I can have time with no money and use the time to make money. You feel me? Let's see. Time is money yet? Goaded in my office. Money is the root of all evils. Just find enjoyment in natural things. Talking about crack is just a day. Yeah, true that, Jamie. Who analyze themselves more on average? People that make over 100K or people that make less than 100? Who analyze themselves more? I don't understand the question. Who analyze themselves more? What's up, Trav? Goaded says time is a crock of Why do you say that about time, brother? You don't feel time is a real thing? You feel like it's just a matrix? It's an illusion? Well, I'll tell you what's not an illusion is that we're here and that we're gone. So time is something because I know people that were here that are no longer here. Just simulation? I got you. I mean, I can agree with that to an extent that it's just simulation. But I will say that we do see things in time, even if we disagree with them or not. Time is a construct. I agree. It's still time. Yeah, because one thing we do know for sure. That's right, Nick. One thing we do know for sure is time is limited, guys. People don't want to talk about it, but time is limited because we've seen people that are here and that are no longer here. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, time is of essence. That's why I say when it comes to success, I think creating more time in your life is success. Now, you can do that with more money, of course, but you can also do that with changing your goals to match vitality. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what about vitality, bro? Is vitality success? Is vitality success? My question is hitting everyone. Let me see what you said again. You said, would you rather have more time? Yeah, your question is very good, bro. I'm not supposed to be here. You're adding a lot to the conversation. That's a very good question because I had to ask myself that question. When I was working my way up through corporate. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. That's not going to fix your problems, bro. That's not the end all be all to fix your problem. I'm a firm believer in being reborn after death. You physical being no longer exists, but your spirit lives on. Okay. Success is within the eye of the beholder. One of the smartest comments of the day. Success is in the eye of the beholder. Kleins, you're right. It is the love of money. I agree. It is not money itself. It's the love of money. Now, let me ask you this. Did you answer that question, Kleins? Would you rather have more money or more time, brother? I think that's a great question. By the way, we're making a smoothie with this bad boy right here. And I'm going to add some ingredients to it. It's my morning get off. Being rich will fix situations, but not problems. I like it. Bro, how much you weigh? Lifting per week do you do? I lift about 4 times a week. And currently I weigh 229, about 230. I gained about 10 pounds just by lifting heavier. So I may have to dial back on my lifting. I just wanted to get stronger, but the strength is making me gain weight. So being rich, bro, look at I'm not supposed to be here. Klein, what do you think about that? Being rich will fix situations, but not problems. Let's go. And let me ask you this. I'm not supposed to be here. When you talk about, can you give an example of how being rich will fix situations and not problems? Can you give us an example? Because I think that's a powerful statement for those that get it. Greetings from Brazil. What's going on, Brazil? Eva Watson, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Greetings from Brazil. Right back at you. Greetings from the States. Klein, if you're still here, what do you think about what I'm not supposed to be here just said? I used to drink coffee in the morning. Now I got to get my hydration up. So I had to get my smoothie game. You say, what am I making? What's on the menu? Super simple today. Sourdough toast, 3 eggs, some ground beef with onions and carrots. I'm a living being. I would rather have more time. So is more time successful or more money, or do you feel that more money means more time? We're asking some deep questions in here. Always add a little collagen to your smoothie, y'all. Your skin gonna look good forever. I'm not supposed to be here. Suffering is a choice. Sure. Suffering can be a choice. Suffering can be a choice. Sure. Being poor will not fix any situation, and you'll still live with problems. Make it make sense. Okay, so he didn't say being poor is better. He just said, would you rather have more time or more money, bro? And by the way, guys, by the way, rich is not the only situation. You can be well off and not rich. You can be comfortable and not rich. You can be making ends meet and not rich. But guess what? I hate to break it to you. Because you're not rich, it doesn't mean you're poor. I'm not rich, but I'm not poor. So we gotta like be very nuanced in what we're thinking. Because you're not rich, it doesn't mean you're poor, bro. That's just jargon from rich people. 2.5 grams of creatine. Everybody got choices. That's right. I don't know why people think you got to go from one extreme to the next. Because you're not rich, it doesn't mean you're poor. Like, that's a mindset thing, man. That's why we're talking about growth nuggets here, man. We got to get our mind right, bro. You can't walk around thinking that you're not rich, that you're poor just because you're not rich. Like, that's a bad mindset, in my opinion, to walk around with. Because you ain't gonna never be rich with that mindset. You already broke mentally. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be broke mentally. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know why, if you're not rich, you just think that you're not worthy. You know what's crazy? You know what makes people feel rich? You know what makes people feel rich? Do you know what makes rich people feel good? I appreciate you, Carrie Johnson. Appreciate you. You know what makes rich people feel good? How poor people look up to them. Hello. That's what makes rich people feel good. How poor people look up to them. If you stop glazing rich people, they wouldn't feel the way they feel. That's almost like a pretty girl. What makes a pretty girl have an attitude is how men drool over her. If men stopped drooling over her, she wouldn't feel as pretty. Come on, man. This is what I do. So guess what? If you keep giving that girl attention, she gonna stay stuck up. And That's a goaded comment. If you live without comparing yourself with anyone, you shall be rich within. Let's go. Let's go. My richness comes from not from my wealth, but from others. For sure. For sure. It depends on your demands. If you're a single person without children, little money can be much money. That's right, DJ. That's right. That's why I say it's subjective. That's why I say it's subjective. Sorry for the noise. We're giving this a nice little blend up. But that's why I say it's subjective, guys. Because your rich is different from mine. You may need 100,000 to live how you want to live. I may just need 75, 80K. That don't mean we're not successful. Money comes and goes, but I only have one life, so I'm blessed. That's right, Christopher. That's right. You know what it is, y'all? When you start talking from a whole perspective, people start malfunctioning because they don't realize what they don't realize is two things can be true. Money is a resource that everyone needs. Check, true. Right? Money is a resource everyone needs, right? Check, true. But money doesn't fix everyone's problems. Check, true. So what do we need? We need balance of the two. We need to not only just make money, we need to also make families. We need to make memories. We need to make mental health a focal point. Don't just make money to the point where you're still broke because all you got is money. We don't have to be nuanced. You said successful is based on a metric by the majority. No. You said successful is based on the metric of the majority. I'm not saying it's based off of other people. They set the metric, but it's your choice if you want to live to the metric or not. That's what I've been saying. If you must be new here, bro, because I've been preaching the same thing since the beginning. Because the majority says so, it doesn't mean it's good for everybody. Right? The majority could say a lot of things. The majority is saying a lot of things. But I can't base my whole life and say, oh, because the majority says it, it's the gospel. This ain't that, brother. But the smoothie came out good though. Look, I feel successful because thank God my bills are paid and I got a nice meal. Family's taken care of and I got a nice meal. I'm thankful for that. See, when you have gratitude in life, you're going to feel more successful. My mindset is within rich on how people treat and carry themselves. That's right. Hello, man. What's up, Dynamics? Kerry Johnson. Facts. Isn't that right? I know some rich people that are good people, and I know some rich people that I don't even like to be around. If you got money and nobody want to be around you, you have one portion of success, and that's the money portion. But as far as integrity, as far as being a person that's likable, I'm not saying you're gonna have to be liked by everybody because that's impossible. But if you rich and you a jerk, they just waiting for you to move out of the way, bro. That's all. It's funny how my one comment at the start about failure is the road to success, and now we're still on the topic. Yeah, Jamie, that was pretty much the topic from the beginning, to be honest with you. That's why it's labeled growth nuggets, because I want people to realize if you're getting up and you're trying to live with integrity, you're trying to grow. When I always use the metric of growing 1% every day, just 1%. If you live by that metric, you're experiencing success. Don't let nobody hold $1 million over your head and say, oh, until you get this number, you're not successful. I think that is garbage, because that get rich or die trying thing, you're going to leave your money to some kids, and some of the kids are going to blow the money because you were never around to teach them how to spend it. Hello, let's go over here. That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Balance is something to be celebrated. I think balance is something to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Would you deem a man a millionaire successful, would you deem a man that is a millionaire successful? I think he's successful in one aspect of success, yes. Is he whole? That's a different conversation. Gotta clock in. Okay, Eva. Hey, clock in, Eva. Enjoy your day of success, Eva. You earn that. So Kleins, I think he's successful in one aspect of success, yes. Money is nice, but money brings problems. I'd rather be broke and have peace. Christopher, you're talking good, because peace is one of the most underrated aspects of success. Peace is one of the most underrated aspects of success. Most underrated. But look, man, we fueling up for the day, man. Fueling up for the day. Let me say grace, because I love God. Gracious Lord, thank you for the food. Father, thank you for blessing me with this nutrition. Bless everyone in the chat. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's go. I think success is also being able to positively influence people. Wouldn't you say successful? What about living out your purpose? Appreciate you, Melvin. What about living out your purpose in life? Isn't that successful? Whatever you feel like you were put on this earth to do, living that out. Isn't that successful? Just imagine a millionaire sat on his or her own massive penthouse with no one around them. Jamie, it happens all the time. I got a buddy like that. Maybe you can call, he's a millionaire, so maybe you can call him rich, not wealthy. Big house to himself, all these cars to himself. Worries if people are around him because they love him, or are they around him because he's rich? Been like that since I've known him. And guess what? His mind constantly stays on how he's going to make the next dollar. Has no family, no kids, no wife. And he's constantly thinking about, how can I make more money? You know what he told me the other day? He said, Coach Will, you know what? You don't get rich on accident, bro. He says you need to be obsessed with making money. Unless you're born into it, you need to have an obsession for it. And he says, Coach Will, I am truly obsessed with making money. And when he comes around me, guess what he says? He says, man, I love being around you because of your spirit. You make me happier as a person. So guess what? He's looking for something that I have, even though I don't have the money he got. And guess what? I don't envy his life. I don't envy it. Sure, it's cool. We're not advocating for not making money. We're not advocating for, sorry about that, not taking care of your kids or not leaving something for your kids. But to put everything on money, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're leaving out other aspects of success. I think you can have financial success. I think you can have relationship success. I think you can have success in being able to influence others in the next generation. You can have success. I'm about to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. You have success by just being a good mother and father. We don't do that no more, y'all. It's either we have money or we don't. What about being a good mother and a good father? What about that being successful? I'm never going to let those things go, man. If you out there trying your best to be a good mother and a good father, you are successful. Don't let them people on the internet hold all these monetary possessions over your head. If you're trying your best and you ain't perfect at it, but you're still working at it, you're successful. Because very rarely does a person that continuously tries not reach their ceiling. You're going to reach it. That's right, Chris. Alibaba, what's up? What's going on? You feel what I'm saying? So don't compare yourself. Don't look at this person, that person, what they got, what you don't have. Don't let that be a focal point. Focus on what your purpose is, what matters to you and your family, working on all aspects of being a person. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, when they hear that you're a man of faith, they'll be like, oh, why are you a man of faith? You know, why don't you just, and it's like, nah, listen, I'm not knocking you that you're not a man of faith. That's your business. Salute to you. I ain't got no ill will to you. I don't judge you. That's your life. But for me, I'm not going to let nobody make me feel bad for having my faith. Everybody's different. Some people worry about the next man got and don't got. Bro, they don't appreciate, they don't count their blessings, bro. And then they wonder why they're not getting blessed no more. Because you're not being thankful for the blessings that you already have. You always looking to something else. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think about these things. Think about those things. That'll be like the little, if you want to call it, I don't want to call it homework, but that'll be the mental, I would say, the mental. I want to find it because I don't want to say homework because homework sounds daunting, right? That'll just be the mental survey for the next couple of days. Find out what you truly deem to be success, right? Write the pros and cons of what you deem to be success, right? Do that. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Find out what success truly means to you and work on it. Finch says, who are you, the all-knower of blessed? I don't even know what that means, bro. But I hope you're having a good day today, bro. But I don't even know what you're saying, bro. But I hope your day is good, though. But work on that, man. I had to do this, and I continuously have to do it. What do I deem to be success? Whatever I deem to be success, I need to think about why. Is it because somebody else told me, or is it because of how I truly feel? Because a lot of people believe things. A lot of people believe things that somebody else has said. Finch, let me ask you this, bro. What is your purpose in life, bro? Besides coming in here and making up stuff that don't make no sense, bro. You're not making any sense, Finch. So what is your purpose? That's what we're talking about in here. We're talking about growth and purpose. You coming in here just running your mouth. You don't even know what you're talking about. And guess what? My opinion not going to be swayed because a stranger has a different opinion about me. I'm standing 10 toes. Do you even lift, Fitch? No, I'm just kidding. You watching the fight this weekend? Christopher Turner, man. I've been so busy. Fill me in. Who's fighting, bro? If you tell me who's fighting, I'll tell you if I'm watching. They're doing Jadman. Fence is like literally on the fence. Finch, you're wrong. I'm a Christian, so I don't believe that. But I do believe you're a fool. That I believe. I'm not on the fence about that. You are a fool. Anybody that comes into a conversation and makes up assumptions, You're not judging them. They're telling you that they're a fool. They're letting you know that. Obi says, favorite perfume, the one my wife wears. That's my favorite. Smells nice. That's my favorite. Doing Jasmine, how you been? How's it going? Yeah, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I always use these holidays as a reason just to congregate with family and play games and have fun. You know, have fun, but bust them up in some dominoes, things like that. What is the name so I can buy it? Steven, you wear perfume? If you wear perfume, I'll find out for you. How about you? How about you, Jazz? How you been? Family all right? How's the kids? Listen, man, we had a great conversation today. With the agreements, the disagreements, I feel like it was fantastic. I appreciate you, Carrie. Carrie Johnson, I appreciate you. You say he was a minister? Rest in peace to your pops. If you had to pick between pull-ups or sit-ups for life, which one would you pick? Jamie, it would be pull-ups. Because when you're doing pull-ups, if you keep your core braced, you'll be getting some ab work in anyways. Yeah, Carrie Johnson, appreciate you, Carrie. I get that a lot. The minister part. But you know, I try to be nuanced so that people can understand that you got to have balance to this thing. Too far to the left, too far to the right, you're out of balance. So I just try to stay within balance, within timing. But I appreciate your comments. They've been all positive. You helped the conversation. I appreciate you, Carrie Johnson. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. I agree. Whenever you're lifting, no matter what you're doing, if you brace your core, you're going to get core work in. If you're doing back, you're doing chest, always brace your core. It's free abs. That's free game, family. i.e. success. Free game. Let's go. I've been good, been working a lot. Kids are good. Just had awards for my daughter. She's on the honor. Oh, nice. Tell your daughter, Coach Will said congrats. All right. Listen, we've been chopping it up for a minute. I appreciate everybody coming by. The growth nugget for today was that success is subjective. If you are maximizing your potential at your current state in life, no matter what level it is, you're successful on that level. And that's something to be celebrated on your way to the next level. 1% better every day. Don't listen to people that try to dictate their terms to you. Keep listening to God. Keep moving forward. And guess what? Your best days are going to be ahead of you. All right? Your best days are going to be ahead of you. You got my support. It's Coach Will, your neighborhood growth coach. All right? So I appreciate you liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. Hopefully I see you on the next one. And in the meantime, man, have a great holiday. And remember this. Don't forget this. No matter what you're going through, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, let's go. Let's grow. Let's go. Let's grow, baby. I see y'all in the next one. Salute.